Kamloops, British Columbia may not be the first place that comes to mind when you think of cutting-edge electrification, but maybe it should be. Jay Jain and his company Moving Mountains Logistics are leading the charge in electric-powered last-mile delivery. They've begun to reshape how goods are moved in, out, and around the city, proving that there's always a way forward in electrification.
Welcome to the Go Electric Fleet Show. This is where we sit down and chat about EV fleets, infrastructure, and more. Join us as we explore EV fleets here in BC.
I'm Jay Jain, I'm CEO of Moving Mountains Logistics. We pioneered fleet electrification, and we're the biggest, or by far the most electrified fleet in British Columbia. It all started in 2022 when Ford came out with their first battery electric cargo product, which was the Ford E-Transit. And it struck me, it's like, oh, can last mile delivery be electrified? Because our driving distance really isn't that long, and it's mostly idling.
What started as a single van has grown into a full fleet, proving that innovation isn't limited to big cities. Transitioning to electric isn't without challenges, from winter range loss to a lack of service infrastructure in the interior. But for Jay, these barriers are surmountable with planning, training, and persistence.
The biggest challenge that we've ever faced, and we still face on a daily basis, is OEM challenges. They have the product out there, fantastic product, but the service side, the sales support side, the sales educational standpoint is lacking. I remember when we first got into the E-Transit, it was me telling the salesman all the features about this van. And it struck me that, okay, there needs to be more training in terms of the availability of the educational resources. So that needs to be discussed more, I think, within the Auto Association on how OEMs are going to provide servicing to regions that are outside of Metro Vancouver region, which should sound pretty obvious when you think about it, that there has to be some service outside of Metro Vancouver region. So I'll give you the biggest example is with one of our bright drops, one of the roller gates stopped working and we needed it serviced, and the van had to be taken down to Vancouver. So us as fleet owners operating outside of the Metro Vancouver region, we had to come up with our own game plan and fix it. There's no denying the fact that no EVs work in every climate. There's a challenge for everything. So when we think about the battery, every time the temperature sort of drops below -5, 20% of our vehicle's battery is consumed just for keeping the remaining 80% warm. Preconditioning is the biggest thing. Get your cabins warmed up, get your batteries warmed up while your van is still plugged into a charger. Some would disregard that and say that's dangerous, but it's really not. Not if it's a level 2 charger. There's no harm you can do to the battery. Precondition it, but we haven't seen it to be a big challenge. It's just pre-planning.
For logistics, electrification is more than environmental. It's financial. By cutting fuel costs and lowering maintenance, electric vans deliver both profit and performance.
So last mile delivery, when you think about it from the granular perspective, you're not going a very long distance, but you're idling a lot. So if you take the metrics from an internal combustion engine and an EV van, you're almost 3 times more profitable running an electric vehicle compared to an internal combustion engine. So we did the math, and using that, we were better able to offer more competitive rates to our business partners, which in return was more growth for us to add more electric vehicle units into our fleet. We do the most challenging routes in an electric vehicle, which is Kamloops to Lillooet, Kamloops to Lytton, Kamloops servicing Salmon Arm. These are incredibly challenging routes, which normal consumption is anywhere from 120 to 140 liters of gas or diesel equivalent. And we are doing that at bare minimum cost, running on our electric fleet there. It just works. It just works for us. Fleets complain that diesel and gas prices are all-time high. How are we supposed to operate at a profit? Well, electricity rates are all-time low. So take advantage of that. Buy a BEV battery electric vehicle drivetrain, which does the same job as your internal combustion. If you're in the last mile industry, go that route. You have the opportunity to drop your cost and still the same caliber of work being accomplished. It would be a no-brainer to make the switch. So again, it's the first time ever that in the last mile industry, people, planet, and profits are in the same order.
Charging strategy is critical. Jay's team relies on a blend of depot charging, fast charging, and portable backups. With the support of federal and provincial rebates, the environmental and financial returns are clear.
Those play a big role in fleet electrification. IMHZEV by federal government. If you have a Class 8 tractor, that funds up to $150,000 or in some cases $200,000. We have Go Electric, medium heavy duty rebates by the province of British Columbia that's administered by Fraser Basin Council. Another thing to take advantage of if you're thinking of electrification. We've used those fundings. They've greatly helped us out, and in some way it wouldn't have been possible if those fundings were not in place. So I really do hope that the province continues on funding these net zero electrification goals, and so does the federal government. Dive right into the details. This is a 480 volts and 50 amps nominal input charger. It's a level 3 charger, which can pump up to 24 kilowatts at once. Sounds pretty medieval in the world of megawatt charging system, but this gets the job done for slightly quicker charging. And then we'll move on to my left. This is a Grizzly level 2 charger. Again, your normal 80 amps charger. It advertised that it's 19 kilowatts, but realistically that's the peak. Expect 10 to 11 max. And then we'll move on to the right here, and I'll show you some hotel chargers. Again, level 2 chargers, 80 amps nominal capacity. We use some load sharing mechanisms to make sure that we're not obliterating the demand charges that are provided by BC Hydro. But that gives you a composition of that a fleet cannot solely rely on level 2 chargers. Level 3 chargers are a must in the operations as well.
It's not just the bottom line. For drivers, electric vans mean a safer, quieter, and cleaner workday. Once they switch, they don't look back.
So I got this real-world example from my driver. We were in a meeting a couple months ago, and then he drives a 99 7.3 diesel, which is a massive diesel motor. After he started spending 7 to 8 hours a day in an electric van all day, he said, I could literally breathe the difference. Literally, he could breathe the combustions in, and he noticed the difference that he never did in his life, so he made an electric switch. You know, it's all about breathing clean air, and then I think also a responsibility for employers to provide your employees with the world-class equipment to use. Electric vans, I cannot emphasize enough how decent the drive terrain is. You don't have that transmission clunk. You cannot feel the shifting of the gears. You cannot feel the differentials fighting with each other on which one's gonna come into play. You don't have to take these in every 6,000 kilometers for lubrication. You don't have to worry about the exhaust leaks. You don't have to worry about walking behind these vans and breathing in the fumes. Your customers love you. We show up at the doorsteps of people and they love it. The public encourages fleets to go electric. You don't have to hear a gas guzzling motor outside of your house parked for 5 minutes every day. And the benefits just keep going on.
Transitioning to electric isn't without its challenges, from winter range loss to a lack of service infrastructure in the interior. But for Jay, these barriers are surmountable with planning, training, and persistence.
We've often heard about people, planet, profits being put into different order based on how the business operates. But when you have an 100% electric fleet, you sort of put all those three into the same category. You're doing it for the people, which is your team that drives the vehicles. They don't have to be in smoke pits all day. They don't have to walk past idling combustion engines. They get a very safe work environment, they get a very quiet work environment, and they get a very less bumpy work environment. Planet, sustainability at its peak. You're not, again, burning carbon to get work done. And profits, your cost savings are literally insane when you have an electric vehicle fleet.
Jay and Moving Mountains Logistics are proving that the future of electric last-mile delivery is not only possible, but profitable, even in the rugged BC interior. The lessons being learned on the winding roads of Kamloops are vital to our goals and ambitions of making a cleaner and better world for those who follow in our footsteps.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel for more updates on fleet electrification and other sustainable transportation solutions. Thanks for watching the Go Electric Fleet Show.